Welcome to the show, guys. Unmasking the Blueprint is a unique visual podcast that will begin each show with a blueprint shuffling. Yep, you heard me correctly. We will be shuffling. Grab a pen and a paper because the nuggets will be dropped for you to use and grow. We will interview business owners and music artists, and you'll be able to meet the person behind the brand. Each show will have a giveaway, so stay tuned to win.
Woo! Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you, Mr. Penns, as always. I am so grateful for my husband for bringing on our entertainment every single Tuesday. Guys, I'm a little bit under the weather, so for once, I'm going to be the quietest person on the show. Take notes. Let's see how they work out. I was I was not going to not have this show. This is about financial literacy. This is about wealth. And so it's no way that I was going to cancel this show, guys. But guess what? Even though I might be a little bit quiet tonight, I have the amazing Jocelin and the amazing Walter Anderson. Let me see if they are available. There they are. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
I am so glad to have you guys on today. I love financial literacy. I just think it's so important. I just think that they don't teach it in school and it needs to be taught. Do y'all agree?
Yes. Totally agree.
I think it'd be such a heads up if we was taught it earlier, you know?
Definitely.
And so we both work for a franchise. We all three work for the same franchise. And it's such an amazing opportunity. Who would like to talk about it first?
Well, I'll just say that chivalry is not dead in Texas, so it's ladies first.
And I knew you was gonna go that route. Hi, my name is Jocelin Monroe, located here in Texas, and it's just a pleasure for Raychell. She's an amazing friend to invite me on this lovely podcast. So make sure you guys tune in with her and her husband because they have a great show. So you guys want to stay tuned with that. I'm a network marketing professional. I've been in the business since 2018, March 2018. And what brought me to this business was, first of all, we do financial literacy. And like Ms. Raychell said, they didn't teach us none of this in our primary, secondary education. And it's kind of sort of to say that you have to learn it when you mess it up sometimes. That's what happened to me. Went through, life happened, went through a life situation back in 2018, saw this amazing opportunity, you guys, and I just could not refuse it. It's just life changing. And I'm not just saying that because, I partner with the company, but all of the benefits that we offer, all of the services that you're going to hear about tonight is amazing for the price. And, I'm a person that loves to save money, so the price, what you get is definitely worth it. We have so many services, so many. And Miss Raychell, she told us just pick, one or two that kind of like really, mean something that you want to talk about. And I just had to go with the Will and Trust. I love that Will and Trust program because the price, you guys, is very affordable because it comes as a bundle. And if you have done, research of a Will and Trust on its own, it can get pretty hefty. Just depends on your assets and things that you would like to include. And it can get very, very hefty. But with our company, we were able to partner up with the good partners and got us this Will and Trust that's included with the services. So it comes as a product of that. And I just want to, just let you guys know, if you don't know what a Will and Trust is, if you've never heard of it, basically, it's something where you protect your family. And a lot of people think that you have to have a lot of assets to get a Will and Trust. And I tell people all the time, why do you go to work? I ask them, why do you go to work? Isn't that something that you would love to protect? Because I'm quite sure you're not going to work just because you look good and you want everybody to look at your new clothes. You're going to work for a reason. Another important thing is if you have children, include them in your will. What happens to your assets if something happens to you. Who makes that executive decision if you're lying there on the hospital bed? Who has that power of attorney? Don't wait until it happens. Then it's too late. Prepare. Prepare ahead of time. When I was doing my research for the will and trust, I found out that a lot of celebrities, you guys, have so many assets, so many. To name a few, I know Prince, Aretha Franklin. She had a will, but when she passed, they could not find it. And She had three children, had 3 different wills, because we all know if we have kids, we know who's the responsible one, who will be the one to mess some things up, and who's the we know these things. And she had it in her will, every single thing that she would want to happen, but when she passed, they could not find it. They found it later, and that can be a very serious issue, because you have a lot of things, and it's not designated to anyone. It goes to the probate court. So I'm just saying that to say, don't get in that situation. Don't let that come to you and your family, because dealing with bereavement is already something in a nutshell by itself. It's a lot of stress, just a lot of uncertainties. It's a lot. So you want to protect the ones that you love. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I guess you're gonna come back around to us and we'll talk about and go more in details a little bit, but that's what I'm gonna be talking about.
I love that, Jocelyn. I love that so much, because I feel like I wasn't taught that. I didn't know the value of leaving and knowing who, like so many people leave their homes, right? And then what happens? Like you said, they go to probate, people fighting over it. Before you know it, everything that you built for your family, it was in vain if you didn't take the time. I want to show y'all something really quick. I'm gonna see if I can do it, y'all. I've never done this before, so I'm kind of an amateur at this. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna work. So many people I've heard tell me, oh, I've seen y'all program before and it didn't work for me. And I was like, really? Right? And so I was like, well, what program did you see? Right, guys?
Right.
And so I wanted to show them something real quick, because it's no way that you seen the plan that we have. And this is what she was telling you about, the will and trust, right? And so if you look, this is the back office that you get when you're with us. Do you see where it said will and trust? Can y'all see that on the screen?
Yes.
And then you say get started. Let's just say that you didn't have a wonderful person like Miss Jocelyn, who was able to tell you what to do, right? So if you didn't have a great person like her, let me show you where you go. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I thought this was going to be faster. I got people that can't see this, so I have to be fast. Only people that can see is people that's on YouTube and on Facebook. So I got to make this quick. Do y'all see right here where it say video? Do y'all see the video yet? Mm-hmm. So if you didn't have somebody like Miss Jocelyn, guess what? It has a whole video.
The My Care plan is an important part of your financial education services
to get it together. Features. Do y'all see how wonderful it is? And I wanted to show that, because a lot of times people are like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, or oh, I don't know how to use the services. Or did y'all just see how easy it was? And did you say how much to play? Did you say how much it was? Did we want to say it on the show?
Sure.
No?
Sure.
It's not a secret, right? It's not a secret. So the will comes with the plans, like Miss Raychell was saying, and it's included. You start off with $189, and it's monthly subscriptions. You pay as you go, is what I like to tell people, $89 per month. But the good thing about it is, the longer you stay enrolled in this amazing program with these 12 services, your price will go down. So from $89, we go to $69 and $49, and you still get all of those services. So where can you find, a will and trust, power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, and these other services that we offer for a startup price of $189? Like, to me, that's That's amazing.
Girl, it's like stealing something. You feel guilty. Walter, what service are you going to talk about today?
I want to piggyback two things just when closing out the will and trust piece of it. One of the things I think people really, really overlook is the will and trust, especially the will, transfers the custody of dependent children.
Mm-hmm.
So many times that somebody says my mother will watch the kids or whatever like that. But guess what? Without the will, the mother has to actually go before child services and prove that they're worthy. And you've had cases where a grandmother was declared unfit to take the kids. Now your kids are going to foster care.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
not anyone was intended for. I'm going to talk today just a little bit about a credit monitoring tool. Okay, and I like it specifically, even though we're in a state of transition, the functionality still stays the same. People need to understand not only the components of their credit score, but the drivers of the score. See, that's and the credit restoration is a two-part process, right? It's the removal of negative items, right? But it's also the addition of positive trade lines and the management of those. So many times I have people come to me and say that I paid my bill off and closed the account and my score went down. Boom. Okay. So what I like to do with my clients is, and what we do is a detailed credit analysis. When I bring somebody on board, this is your score right now. This is how your score can look in 120 days. And I can pinpoint immediately if it's a lack of positive trade lines, right? And that, a lot of people don't understand that your credit score responds to activity. See, you're not going to ever get to a 750 credit score unless you have some sort of revolving credit accounts, installment accounts, right? Mix of credit as we start to move into and now start seeing real estate, specifically your rental history on your credit report and being evaluated prior to buying a mortgage. And if you think about it, it really makes sense. If you cannot effectively show you can manage $2,500 or $25,000, who's going to give you $250,000?
Say it again with your chest out.
But when we think about it, it makes sense. Now, when we're on the other side of it, and so many people come to us, and we've all had that say, I paid cash all of my life, and yet I have no credit. I don't get any credit for that. No, you don't. Okay. So that's one of the education things I really, really want to talk about. What really is the credit monitoring piece and using it as a blueprint for improvement, right? So now we can look and see specifically what bills need to be paid, what dollar amount, by what date to receive this particular credit score, right? Or credit score increase. Now that's built on the premise that you're not going to turn around and spend that money back again in credit and charge it back up, right? Because this is a repetitive thing where we're trying to get you to what we consider to be an optimum level or utilization level on your credit report. So by bringing that all together on one tool, I think that's very, very fun. It's very vital, especially to somebody who's learning about credit and seeing their score and see that direct relationship between the amount of credit that they're using or capacity of credit that they have versus their credit score.
Absolutely. I don't think we said it, so I want to make sure we say it. Identity monitoring, credit restoration, credit monitoring, will and trust, debt payoff, net worth, budgeting, saving, financial lockbox, credit building, all of that is included in one service. And so I just wanted to make sure that we understood the meat that we're talking about. Definitely. All of these services that Jocelyn told you about, the will and trust, that is connected in the same price, in the same service that Walter is talking about. And so I just want to make sure that y'all understand, we don't just, like what he said, a statement that I just love, and I tell my clients all the time, I don't just want to fix your credit. I want you to build your credit, because it's not the same thing. You can go all day and take things off like he said, but if you have nothing that's building it, it's uneven. And then you're wondering why it's not moving, right? And you made another analysis I want to piggyback on too. We have to understand that we don't know you. Nobody knows who you are. You just, right? So you want $200,000, and how do I know you pay? How is anybody going to know your track record if you don't create a track record? Even if it's getting a prepaid card, regardless of what you get, you have to have a track record to be trustworthy. I love that. I love that. Did you want to say anything else on that, Jocelyn?
I absolutely agree with that. As you guys said, it's education. It's all about educating our clients, and I think that really what makes you guys unique, because you educate your clients, like you were saying, Raychell. You like to help them build and understand that it's not a quick fix. You didn't mess it up overnight. For those impatient clients, I tell them, well, I ask them first, well, how long have you been living, with these imperfect credit scores? And you say about 4 or 5 years has been an issue. Well, if it takes us 4 or 5 years to help you resolve that issue, what's the issue? Because I want you to understand that I don't want to just, show you how to fish. I want to teach you how to fish, so that way you never go hungry again. So it's about the education part. And I love that you guys are so, adamant about helping your clients understand that it is more components that make up a credit score. Paying your bills on time, that's perfect. But that's just one of the aspects that makes up your credit score. It's 5 things that needs to happen for that score to get to moving in the direction that you would want it to be. So.
And Jocelyn, I know you do the same thing, boss lady.
Yes. This business, it definitely makes you, very patient. Very patient. So you definitely, have to understand, like we said earlier, it was never taught. So I get that. This was never taught. It's basically like foreign language, to people, because they, like Walter was saying, some people have the cash. Some people have $100,000 cash ready, but the thing about it is, what about if their home is $200,000? They're going to still want to know what's your credit score, So it's the education part of knowing when to use credit, how to use it, and how to be able to, be effective in building it.
One thing that we don't really talk a lot about when it comes down to your credit is your actual budget. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And so I just wanted to show them real quick the saving goals. I think I went to the wrong one. We're going to see it real quick. You know how people say, "Oh, I don't know where to get started." When do y'all see the road? Can I see the roadmap?
We see the savings goal.
Okay. And so look at this, guys. I'm gonna make it really quick. So let's say I don't even know where to start.
Do you need to save up for a down payment on a new car? Do you have college courses that you want to pay for up front? What about building your emergency fund? Your savings goal system will help you create a plan.
So my whole point of me showing that was, I got stuck for a second. The whole point of me showing it, did y'all see how it's showing y'all how to use our services?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so I want them to see the simplicity. Sorry, guys. I want them to see the simplicity in the program. I think that somehow people have gotten so stuck and so frightened, oh, it's so overwhelming. Oh, they offer all these services. Oh, I don't know where to go. Oh, nobody's going to help me. They have it so like he used the word blueprint. I'm asking the blueprint. They have a whole roadmap that guides you and show you exactly where to go. Good evening, Yvonne. We're glad to have you on. We're glad you love the topic. Yeah. Well, if you have any questions for me, Walter, or Jocelyn, just drop it in the comments and I definitely ask them. And so, Jocelyn, what's your next subject?
Okay, so Walter, he hit on it a little bit earlier about our children, putting those our children, our babies in those wheels. And that's very personal to me, Walter, because I went through a situation that the issue. And Another thing that I want to also reiterate as well is with the children. We may think mama want the kids, but mama might not want the kids. Mama may be too old for the kids.
Mama raised her kids.
Mama did her job. And the father, whether he's quote unquote a good dad or not, he has just as equal rights as the mother. That may be an issue. Grandmothers and grandparents and aunts and uncles, they don't hold that same weight as another parent. So that will, you guys, I'm telling you, if you don't have anything, if you feel like you don't have anything else to protect your children. Protect the ones that you love, and I say that all the time. One common question that a lot of people like to ask is, should I name my small children as beneficiaries in the will? Always keep in mind that you can list them on there, but probate judge, they might have to wait until they're old enough, and you may have to assign an executor to be over the children, in which we was just talking about the guardianship and things like that. But it will help when they do get old. Trust, those are very important. A lot of people feel like you have to make a lot of money to have that trust in place and things like that. And our program, like I said, it's for you. It's for the normal consumer. It's for you. It's at an affordable price. It's very simple, like Rachel said. Things are there. We have customer service reps in place. You have your personal rep that enroll you in this program to help you understand. We have videos. We have services provided to just educate you on how to use the services. It's no excuse. And I like to tell people that will, it comes with a healthcare power of attorney. And to me, you guys, when we've been dealing with COVID for the last 2 years, we've been going through that, and people are leaving here very, very quick. And I mean, not even having time to, get things prepared. And this will, you guys, the healthcare power of attorney that we have is a part of our will. It helps, just relieve that stress of if you're lying there incapacitated, who has that decision to pull the plug on you, so to speak. You will have that already listed who you trust. Things happen, you guys, and money change people. I'm just gonna be real. Money change people, and when money gets involved, people think they're gonna get all of this life insurance money from you. People make irrational decisions. We may think we know somebody, and we don't even know that particular person. So I'm telling you, that will break some things down. Nothing happened without that will being in place. Who you want your car to go to, who you feel like while you're here that your vehicle, will be taken care of. Like who you want your furniture to be taken. I mean, it gets that nitpitty in this will. Your jewelry. It gets very, very, very nitty in this will, you guys. And I'm telling you guys, this thing is very important. That healthcare power of attorney. You can even have it where it don't kick in place until you become incapacitated or immediately. Bank decisions. I was in a situation one time, you guys, and I couldn't make decisions like that. I couldn't even talk to the bank representatives. My mom was trying to call and do business on my behalf. I could not talk at all. And they would not even talk to her. She was just simply trying to make a payment on my vehicle for me. And they told her, since no one is on that loan, that we can't even talk to you about it.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm telling you guys, that will and trust, the healthcare power of attorney, the power of attorney, it also comes with that as well. That will allow you guys to, go through life and just be prepared for the what ifs. We don't never want to talk about worst case scenarios, but those are something that you need to, talk about and discuss. Put that will somewhere where you put all your other important documents, where you put your life insurance policies or other things. You want to also put that will in place. Once you get it, it will come in a binder like this. It's called a My Care plan, and it will have everything listed in this binder. Everything that you assign, who you would like to assign it to. It will come in that binder in the mail, and you just get it notarized. You can give copies to whoever you feel like needs
There
to
it is.
where it's at, and just hold on to it, because that's very precious. Very, 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 very precious. A lot of people, they ask, will other people inherit your debt after you die? Generally speaking, no. But those are things that you also have to include in your will. Like, if that's something that you would like to continue, your certain bills, like Rachel was saying earlier, you may have a home, and if that's not included, they will take it. They will take it, and it'll go to the probate court. So definitely it's worth signing up for. It comes with the service. So you're getting your credit together, you're getting your credit monitoring. You might as well just sign for the will and trust. You already paid for it. So why not just go ahead, activate it, and enjoy it? Because once you get that will, it's yours to keep. It's yours to keep. Whether you're in the program 3 months or 12 months, it's yours to keep. So you definitely want to take part of that. And another one, Raychell and Walter, we have that financial lockbox as well.
Oh, I thought about that when you said keeping up with it.
I was going to touch on that. One of the things that I really talked about, and let me back up just for a second. And my background is in insurance. Okay, I'm a certified insurance consultant and a certified risk manager. Well, the first risk management technique is avoidance. Mm-hmm. Get the will and trust, and when it comes in, put it in the financial lockbox immediately, right? Because that way we don't have to worry about it getting flooded out in the garage, burn it up in the attic, right? It's right there, okay? That was something like that. And if I could wrap up, I didn't mean to interject, but just two things that you said. Understand that anytime that the owner of an estate passes away, everything goes to probate automatically. The will pulls it out of probate. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it leaves it like that. Two things on the trust, okay? And with that, when you put something in a trust, it's there permanently, okay? And you can't pull things out of it. So once you do that, however, you designate a trustee or an executor of the trust. You have an executor of the will, then you have a trustee that manages the trust. For instance, so you're going to give the house to your kids. If you give the house to your kids, let's say it's a $200,000 house, and that house appreciates in value and goes up to $400,000, the kids have to pay taxes on $400,000. If the house is in the trust and they take ownership of it, they only pay difference on the increase.
Wow.
Okay, and that's a tax piece of it. So that's another thing that you really that needs to be. We need to highlight that when we put that in there. And I think our program lends so well to that because, and I'm just getting ahead of myself, but the net worth calculator. Okay. And when you're looking at something like that, yeah, that's keeping the tax liability low.
And just so y'all know, everything that they're talking about, all is in the plan. And one more piece that I want to say, he's very educated, very knowledgeable, and so is Jocelyn. But if you don't have Jocelyn, Walter, or myself, guess what? You have the plan, which has what? The knowledge and the people behind it. And so I just want to emphasize that because sometimes we get so caught up in, I can't figure it out, when it's just so easy. Don't y'all agree?
Yes.
And that's what I want to just stress that, because I feel like a lot of times we don't do because we're scared to do. I don't want to tell Walter my business. I don't want to tell Jocelyn my business, right? I don't want to tell, you don't have to tell us anything. When you lock hands with us, we teach you how to do everything, right, Walter? How to do everything, Jocelyn.
So from the soup to the nuts.
Exactly. And so we don't have to know your personal business to be able to assist you.
Not at all.
I love that. Go ahead.
I guess two things, and 90% of people, you kind of touched on it, 90% of the people that come to us want to buy a home. And so you really touched on the savings piece of it. But what I really started, and I start people really at the basics, okay? And this maybe to lend a little bit to the other side of our product or the wonderful platform that we sit on. But I always like taking people to the budgeting first, okay? There's two real reasons why you have for low credit scores, right? You mismanaging the income that you currently make, or you don't make enough income to support a high credit score. Can we all collectively agree with that? So the first thing we got to do is get into the budgeting and figure out what you're doing with every dollar that comes in, right? Because it needs to be earmarked specifically. That's generally where I start getting the rub back, right? Because we look at it and say like that, people, and very quickly in this business, we figure out that people don't buy what they can afford, they buy what they want.
Absolutely.
So when you start talking about budgeting and start asking some really tough questions, right? Is it really necessary that you eat out 4 days a week? Like, okay, I'm going from and I'm saying, and this is a secondhand thrift store jacket, okay, okay, but at the same time, it is a Hickey Freeman. So I look at it like that. The quality. All I'm saying is that it starts looking at not only this situation as, I guess, just saying, well, this is where I am right now. You start looking at the contributors to that, right? Because, and one of the things that we teach people, and I think you'd all agree that differentiates our program from others, you're taking active part in your own rescue.
Absolutely.
And so when you start identifying some stuff like that, you start looking at most of the stuff that, the issues that we look at are as a result of lifestyle decisions. So once we start to address those things, then it starts, because we can't save if we are squandering away the stuff, and the budgeting is going to show you right away. Right. And so it kind of lends itself. The budgeting is going to add to the savings. Okay. The other one that I just absolutely love is the debt payoff tool. And that's the one that usually starts driving it home if somebody, especially if they financing a car with bad credit. Because then we start to see how much of that interest rate, because isn't that what bad credit? It is so expensive to have bad credit.
Yeah.
And when you put them in that debt payoff tool and they start seeing, you think about it, just let's say 25%, and you got a $400 car note, $100 of that is interest.
Oh.
Right? And we like to say like that. You driving a Honda with a Mercedes-Benz car note,
right?
And that becomes a cycle. Now you think about that, like that's where the family vacations are. That's where the special trips, you know what I'm saying? The special trips, or being able to buy the kids the top tier shoes, or where, you know what I'm saying? That's where the things that we say that we want and they're really they're all getting caught up in interest. So at this point, that's why I love our system and its financial literacy. We're bringing all the components together to generate and teach you how to generate net worth for the purpose of passing on generational wealth. Okay.
Yes.
And that's how we break curses.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Whew. I didn't have nothing to say. I was like, oh yeah, that was good. That was like poop. That was a period on that thing. Okay.
You know, and it's so much. It's so much, and I'm just and I actually started thinking about writing a book. Okay, and this really lends a lot of stuff. And I'm going to say this specifically because we are all people of color here. Okay, the introduction of the credit system to most of, and I'm going to call them FBAs, or they say are fundamental Black Americans, and we would say specifically descendants of slaves, was sharecropping. Now, and if you ever play like dominoes, you play spades, and somebody keeping score, you get pencil whooped, right? Because that's what ended up. You took a society of people that could not read or write, and then all of a sudden turn them in a situation saying, okay, but because this is the labor that you have, we're now going to compensate you by sharing with you the fruits of the labor. So when the harvest comes in, we'll add it up, whatever like that, and then we're going to split the money half and half, or whatever agreement it was. Okay. Well, in the meantime, the person that owned the land also owned the general store. So we didn't have money, so we had to get our goods and services and clothes and things like that on credit to be paid back when the harvest came in. Well, every time the harvest came in, no matter what we owed and how much it made, we never caught up, right?
More money than money.
The system was rigged against us, right?
Exactly.
Because if you couldn't add or you couldn't read and write, you didn't know how much you owed. Really, you didn't really know how much came in, so you were really on the honor system with your oppressor or your former oppressor, right? So we as a people immediately looked at credit as this non-ending draining thing and shunned away from it. And we were taught for so much, if you can't afford it cash or you can't, like that, then you don't need it, you can't afford it. And we started this mental negativity towards credit. Right? See, there's no emotion in credit. There shouldn't be, not either high or low, right? Because it's just a tool, right? That's all it is a tool. But like you indicated, if we don't have a history, right, then how do we know that we can trust you or whatever like that? And I'm going to end it with that. Your credit score is your adult GPA.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that's something that I really have been focused on a lot of times. I think that we as a people, okay, have an adversarial opinion or attitude towards credit. So it's almost like we expect it to go bad, right? Or to have bad credit, or that becomes the norm rather than the opposite, right? And so that's one of the things I know that all of us in it's like that. If we didn't know it before and that we know it now, it becomes fundamental to teach that to our children and avoid the mistakes that we made. You know, and we go back and talk about putting kids as authorized users on credit cards and some other family building like that. But that's the one thing that I really think that we need to address is the psychology of credit, that we need to welcome it as a tool as opposed to conquering an enemy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, if y'all have any questions for us and the show is over, still drop it in the link below. I think I'm going to invite them back on so we can, there's just so many services that we're just not able to talk about in this one setting. But like Walter was saying, there's so many that need to be talked about, like that needs to be addressed. And so if they have the time, I'm bringing them back on, not putting y'all on the spot today, but if they do, I would definitely love to go back into some meat of some of the things that they're talking about, because I feel like it needs to be addressed. It was something else I had this. Oh, for those who are watching, who only listening, I'm telling you so you can see what we was talking about. Go to my YouTube at Unmasking the Blueprint. I'll come to Facebook, Unmasking the Blueprint, and then you'll be able to see what I was showing the audience. And we definitely appreciate you. Can you tell us, Jocelyn, how can we find you?
Okay, so on Facebook, Jocelin Monroe, and my business is called We Create Wealth, and we're building based around this financial literacy, life insurance, and things of that nature. And we're just like Walter was saying, just wanted to educate, everyone on the situation, but especially, the ones that need it the most. So that's how you can locate me.
I love it. If you would, after the show, if you want to come back and drop your link, you can.
Okay, awesome.
How can we find you, Walter?
You can find me at wandconsultingllc.com. That's WAND, like magic wand. Our logo is credit repair is not magic, it's the law. Right? Oh. So you very rarely, or say I have some shirts that say it, but you never hear me say fixed credit, right? Because that's the illusion that we're gonna wave a wand, right? Poof, and then it's just fixed. No, it doesn't work that way, right? Mm-hmm. Average person comes to us and they have about $13,000 average of debt. If you stay on our program for an entire year, you spent $987. I think that's good math to me, right? When you were talking about that, Jocelyn, earlier, talking about you had credit for 4 years, 5 years like that. So if it took us 4 or 5 years, no, it won't take us that long. But let's think about this from an economic standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to get you underneath, I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars of debt, and you ain't even spent $1,000 the whole year. Come on now. So that's it. Yeah. wandconsultingllc.com. You can there's some videos there that you can watch. I put information in there. I help people out in a lot of stuff like that. People come all the time. They want to get their credit to start a business. I can help you do that, set up your LLC. You got kids that are coming up through college, show you how to put them on where they're going to graduate high school with 750, 800 credit scores, even going in and purchasing property with your college age kids. A lot of stuff going on. I'm going to wrap it up with this. The YFL, we all represent a company that partnered with a nonprofit that provides scholarships to kids who have gone through our curriculum. That right now, they're taking applications for scholarships right now. It closes January 31st. Okay, so you can get with either of the three of us if you know of a high school senior or a college freshman, okay, that needs scholarship help, would qualify for this program. By all means, reach out to us. We're here to change our community.
I love that. I love that. The Y, I think y'all know the YHL was on my list to talk about, but my throat is so scratchy, and I'm just like, so I was like, I can't even do it.
When Jocelyn mentioned about the kids, and that just made me think of that, and then it came across and saying that, yeah, because right now I think what is today, the 11th, so we got 20 more days, which is plenty of time to get people enrolled, kids enrolled in the program. I think to date, we've given away over $2 million.
Yes,
something like that
in the program like that, and so I know that they're gearing up to give away. I think we did 600,000 last year. I know they're trying to do 800,000 this year. So we're really excited about that. Proud to do that. Hey, we want to see everybody win. We want to see everybody at the top. We want to see healthy communities and happy kids.
I love that, guys. I love that. So you got Jocelyn information. She's going to drop her link after the show. So will Walter drop his link after the show. Walter, get with me. I've written several books. I can help you get this book stamped, boop, have you on the show, talk about the book, and have it sealed. I got you. So, guys, as y'all know, I am a serial entrepreneur. I believe in wealth, health, and wellness. It all runs together. Who cares how rich you are if you're going to die? Because you're not taking care of your health. And who cares how wealthy you are if you're going to die? Because you're not taking same difference, right? So, thank y'all so much for being on the show today. Thank everybody for listening. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys.
Let me just say, I'm praying for you to get better soon. Okay, I'm asking them to take that cough away from you. Thank you. You're a straight warrior for continuing on today. I really admire your dedication and commitment to the community that you serve.
Thank you so much. I couldn't hold that cough in. I was trying to hold it in. Thank y'all so much for being on the show. We went for Mr. Penns to dance us out. Jocelyn, you dancing us out?
Sure, why not?
Walter, you dancing us out? I'm looking for Mr. Penns. I don't know where he is. Okay, y'all, who gonna do the bebopping?
I'll do
right.
it.
This has never happened before. I can't do it. Okay, so do y'all want to hit another topic while I go get Mr. Penns?
Sure.
Okay, go right. Which topic we gonna hit?
Oh, we can talk about our debt payoff tool.
Oh.
We can talk about that just right quick. The debt payoff tool, guys, what we have with our services. I like that program because guess what? You can plug in everything, every balance that you have, everything that you owe, and it will tell you how you're going to be debt free, which is the best way to live your best life, because like living in debt is like, it's so stressful. And just being able to at least scale and see when you will make your final payment on those student loans, that car payment and all of that stuff. It also lets you play around with a different amount. So that way you can see, do you need to increase your payment so you can be debt free in 2023, 2022. And I really like that. It's very, very cool. And it's very simple. All you got to do is just plug in your debt, put the name of it, and just get to working on that. So I love that tool too. So
Jocelyn, I got a quick story on the debt payoff tool, and this is just wrap it up because you brought it. Student loans. One of my business partners in Atlanta put her student loan in, and she was just paying the minimum, like so many people like that. And like you did, she put in the minimum, what she totally owed, and then it went to the date that would be payoff date. It was all lines. What she came to was like she was going to die before that loan was going to be paid off. So it was an eye opener that she needed to contribute more. Okay. Mm-hmm. As it ended up 3.5 years later, she paid all of it off because of that tool.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Fabulous though. Fabulous tool.
Yes. It's really awesome when you can play around with those numbers. And know when you're going to be walking away from that debt. Like you were saying, so many people think that they're going to die with student loans, and that does not have to be the case.
It doesn't.
And we need to talk about that, because they'll give you a student loan but won't give you a regular loan. Like, Yeah.
Don't start no mess today.
So we're gonna come back because I think that'll be probably like a whole section just talking about student loans.
Just
Like-
student loans itself. And
Yeah.
you know, they just rolled out a brand new student loan manager that we'll have within our protection plan. So we probably should come back real shortly and talk about that, because that's one of the premier things that they announced at convention this weekend in Dallas.
Yes.
Cool. I missed it. I am so, y'all, see, it was meant, guys, for Mr. Penns to be away from the studio so y'all can get that. Guys, I'm telling y'all, when we have the next wealth talk, y'all better make sure y'all are tuned in, because this is some good information that you can use and your family can use. Please make sure you like and share and subscribe to our radio, to Podbeam, to our YouTube channel, and to our Facebook. All right. So, Walter, would you dancing us out too?
No.
Thank you so much, Walter, for being on the show.
I got 3 left feet. I was like that. It'd be straight comedy. We'll let Mr. Penns do it though.
Okay.
All right. Y'all ready?
We ready.
Thank you for tuning in today. It would mean the world to me if you will leave a review, a rating, and subscribe to my show. Please share with your family and friends if you enjoyed the show. This show, Amassing the Blueprint, is for you. So send me a message with the topics you want us to discuss. Until next time, y'all stay safe.
I already got it.
Thank y'all guys for tuning in today.